First of all, I'd like to thank RSPO for inviting Musimas to share our experience on the new planting procedure. I must admit, our procedures that we followed is under the Indonesian scenario, but nevertheless, we still stick to the RSPO MPP procedure, which can be still applicable to other parts of the world. Now, I would like to divide my presentation in three parts. First, to define what is the RSPO new planting procedure, and then our experience and a very short summary of what we have learned from there. The RSPO MPP, or the new planting procedure, approved by the RSPO board in September 2009 for implementation from 1st January 2010. That is the procedure we are following for the moment. And new oil palm plantings from 1st January 2010 are to be in accordance with the RSPO procedure for new plantings. And new planting in the context of this procedure means lands planned or proposed for oil palm planting, but upon which no work towards that end has commenced as at 1st January 2010. So that is the cut-off date. Any new planting that is from 1st January, we have to follow the RSPO MPP. In summary, in fact, there are two documents on the MPP, but in summary, what is required is that impact assessment need to be done. Now, this impact assessment is over and above the legal requirement for Indonesian situation, AMDAL. In addition to the AMDAL, or the Social Environmental Impact Assessment, we have to carry out high conservation value assessment. And this need to be carried out by RSPO accredited HCV assessor. Now, in addition, of course, we also conduct social impact assessment also by the experts, external consultant. And from there, we have to develop our plan. Now, this plan would include how would you manage your HCV areas, as well as your social impact that is identified from the assessment, and of course, together with your development plan. And with that, then we go for the verification under the new planting procedure, a third party or accredited certification body. And of course, we put onto our RSPO website for 30 days to invite public comments. And also at the local level, we put it on the Indonesian language for the local community. And of course, in that 30 days, if you have any complaints or grievances, then it has got to go through the grievance procedure. So that is the sequence of events that is explained in the RSPO new planting procedure that we have followed. We have actually put onto public notification since January, 3 of them. All are in the West Kalimantan, in the Sambas region. And RSPO has actually come out with standard format since, I think, announced in May last year. And the first one is on SCIA and HCV assessment report, whereby there are standard actually question asked that we have to answer that involves the assessor, the qualification of the assessor, the experience, as well as a methodology that we carry out the assessment of HCV and SIA. And the second document is a planting and management plan. This is where, again, a series of subheading. We have to report on the HCV management plan, social management plan, as well as our development plan in detail. And also, then the last one is a summary of the first two documents that will be put onto the RSPO website for 30 days. And the fourth document, of course, is the CB's assessment report. The CB, of course, will look at the requirement of the MPP and also look at the details that we have conducted, and that is the kind of verification exercise. All these four documents are actually posted in the RSPO website for 30 days. Now, this is the kind of activities that is going on that you need to do from the beginning. Here, I've started from the izin prinsip, or what you call it, the license of consent in Indonesia, right up to audit. Well, I'll only explain the key activity because of time constraint, but later on if you've got any question, then I'm delighted to answer. First, of course, we need to get the permit or the izin prinsip first, and then izin lokasi. Izin prinsip is the license of consent, or the MOU, so to speak, and then the izin lokasi is the permit, land permit that is approved. A certain land area will be approved, and of course, the moment we get izin prinsip, we will start our socialization, our survey. Of course, we have to do our internal survey first to look at the area, and also start the socialization. And after we have got the izin lokasi or the permit area, we start our FPIC. Yep. And this is a very tedious process. We have to keep going back and to and forth to the community. We have various methods. We got individually, we have focus group, we have also with the community. And the AMDAL for Indonesia is a legal requirement, or the social environmental impact assessment. The moment we got the izin prinsip, we already started to sort of preparatory work. We have to apply to the government, and then we got to sort of sign the contract with the government assigned consultant for AMDAL. And then the work will start after the izin lokasi. They will do the assessment, they come out with the report, preliminary report, and then we send to the government, and then there will be also cross-checking verification. It's a long process. Only after the AMDAL has been approved, then we get what we call the plantation permit. We must have the plantation permit before we can do anything. So you can see the process is quite long. And in between, we'll conduct our internal SIA, or social impact assessment, as well as HCV. We have our own team of high conservation value people, and do an internal as well as the social impact by our HUMAS. And thereafter, after the izin lokasi is approved, then we get the RSPO accredited assessor, and we have to do the consultation. And from the consultation, of course, in between, we do the soil survey. Then from consultation, we have to finalize our development plan. Of course, we start our development plan earlier, but there are a lot of feedback actually from the consultation. Afterwards, I'll show you the slides and some of the participants that has come to our stakeholder consultation. And of course, then we get the auditor to come and audit. And all in all, from the first go, it takes about 20 months. Yeah, or from izin lokasi, or what you call it, permitted area, it takes about 15 months before we actually can put in a machine. That provided there's no grievance raised against the land area or the procedure that has been followed. Well, just to give you some background of what we have, all these are reported in the RSPO website. I've just summarized it. The area that we got are actually mainly community land, the villages, the agriculture, the shrub area, and you can see that about 7% is actually the village land, and 63% the agriculture, and the others are shrubs. And in our development plan, and also our free private informed consent, you note that we have actually given back 5,300 hectares out of the 27,360. Now, about 20% of those land is actually the village land, but 80% are those community who do not want to participate, or who prefer to carry on their way of life, and we just return the land to them. So what is left is about 21,970 from the 3 concession, and of course we have our development plan on the HCV area, pit area, estate, smallholders, and also the infrastructure. So you can see that our smallholders actually is 20% smallholders, 80 of planted area as required by the Indonesian law, and these are the distribution of our area, smallholders, planted. We got the infrastructure, roads, and so on. This is a land that we have given back to the community, and this is the HCV area, and this is the pit area. And we only planted 65%, and the rest of the 35% we kept it aside. And from our experience, stakeholder consultation is very important and very helpful. Now, this is the opportunity given to the community, to the concerned stakeholders, to look at our HCV plan, SIA plan, as well as development plan, and a lot of questions come up from there, and we use that as a feedback to revise our management plan. And just some picture to show how the socialization and the FPIC process, and also we brought the village heads and local community representatives from West Kalimantan to Padang, which is West Sumatra, to have a feel of how we run our Kakapia or the smallholder scheme, and they have an opportunity actually to talk to the smallholders in Padang. And that helps a lot because we are developing the scheme together with them in Sambas. And in summary, well, it's a prerequisite. We should have a clear policy on sustainability, which we have, and also a constant perseverance and monitoring. We've got to keep knocking at the door of the government agency to get AMDAL, to get all the izin. At the same time, we've got to keep visiting the smallholders, the community people for the FPIC. And also RSPO need to have a well-defined grievance resolution procedure, because in our experience, the stakeholders seeking for clarification is taken as a complaint and grievances, and that dragged the whole process for nothing. Well, with that, thank you very much for your attention.